Every city has ghosts, but in Tijuana, some are written in ink and sealed with a notary's stamp.
Tonight, we'll tell you stories you won't find any property listing. Stories where greed, ambition, and tragedy turn walls into witnesses.
From the golden age of Agua Caliente to the vertical towers of today, these are properties that refuse to rest.
But don't worry, every tale also holds a lesson about law, ethics, and the invisible risks in real estate.
Because sometimes the horror isn't supernatural, it's bureaucratic.
And sometimes it's both. This is Eros Estates. Let's get started.
Section 1. Haunted Stories. Story number 1. The House with the Cursed Deed. It started as a dream. A young couple buys a colonial-style house near La Cacha, but the notary seal hid a ghost in the fine print.
The deed had been altered decades before. A forged signature, a missing folio, and a family that never legally lost ownership.
The new owners began remodeling, but neighbors said every time they tore a wall, they'd heard crying behind the plaster.
A historian later confirmed that in 1972, a woman had died there fighting to prove the house was hers. The original owner erased by a corrupt notary.
The strangest part? When workers broke through the foundation, they found a rusted typewriter. Inside, a half-typed will, unfinished.
The notary who handled that case died the same year. Officially, a heart attack. Unofficially, was guilt.
And today, the property sits abandoned. No one dares to sign a new deed, not even the banks.
In real estate, the true ghosts are the ones left out the paperwork.
Story number 2. The subdivision under a spell. In 1999, a visionary developer promised a gated paradise. Fraccionamiento Nuevo Amanecer. 40 homes, panoramic views, and 0 permits.
To attract buyers, he hired a local spiritualist to bless the land. Witnesses say he buried 7 amulets in a circle under the main street.
The first families moved in. Within a year, accidents, water leaks, legal disputes. The spiritualist disappeared.
By 2003, half the houses were foreclosed. The other half, empty shells with spray-painted crosses on the doors.
When investigators dug up the lot, they found the amulets, clay figures with names of the buyers carved underneath.
Was it a curse or bad urban planning? Experts later found the soil was unstable, no proper compactation, no drainage system.
Magic or negligence? The result was the same, a ghost subdivision.
Every October, locals say they see lights flickering in the empty windows.
And that's lesson number 2. Never buy fake. Ask for the permits.
Story number 3, the file that vanished. Have you ever heard of a property that legally doesn't exist?
In 1985, a businessman bought a downtown building for cash. The registered taxes paid. Perfect, until he tried to sell it 20 years later.
The property registry had no record. The folio number pointed to an empty lot in Playas.
He went to the archives. Nothing. Not even the notary's name appeared. It was as the entire file had been erased.
Later, a retired clerk confessed. During the 1994 fires that damaged the Tijuana archives, several files were reconstructed, but not all truthfully.
And one file, his, had been stolen to cover a fraudulent resale.
The businessman sued. He won the moral case, but lost the building.
Today, a new tower stands there. No one remembers his name.
In real estate, paper burns faster than a brick.
Story number 4. The Tunnel of Lot 13. They called it Lot 13 because every attempt to build there ended in disaster. But no one knew what lay beneath.
In 2008, a retired customs officer bought a piece of land near Octavio Mesa. Perfectly located, clean title, strategic for logistics.
2 months into construction, the workers hit something solid, a hollow echo under the concrete. When they opened it, a tunnel 3 meters high, lined with wood and metal rails.
It wasn't just any tunnel. It connected Mexico and the US, an abandoned smuggling route sealed after 2003.
The FBI and Fiscalia confiscated the property. Forensics found traces of human trafficking and hidden compartments.
The owner had no idea, but he lost everything. The lot was frozen under Article 40 of Mexico federal law on organized crime, which allows assets forfeiture.
For years, Lot 13 remained untouched, fenced with wire and silence. At night, locals swear they hear machinery under the ground.
Urban explorers who snuck in say the air still smells of diesel and fear.
In real estate, what you don't see below ground can cost more than what you build above it.
Story number 5, the collapse of dreams. In 2017, a luxury condo project called Mirador del Cielo promised ocean views and eternal sunsets. What buyers didn't know was that the ground was literally slipping away.
The development rose on a cliff in Playas de Tijuana, a zone classified as moderate instability since a 1993 geological study, a document the developer never disclosed.
And by year 2, cracks appeared on the walls. By year 3, entire balconies tilted. Residents complained of breathing floors.
Then, on a humid April night, the earth moved. Not a quake, a landslide. 2 towers collapsed partially. 3 families escaped minutes before impact.
And authorities blamed improper foundation anchors and illegal drainage connections that softened the soil. Insurance didn't cover geological negligence.
That's scary. So the developer vanished to the US, leaving buyers with mortgages and no homes. To this day, the ruins stand half buried, covered in graffiti that reads, El cielo se cayó.
Scientists say the slope moved 5 centimeters per month. Predictable and preventable.
When ambition outpaces ethics, gravity collects the dead. Section number 2. Legal and real estate reflection. Due diligence is not a ritual. It's protection. After hearing these stories, you might think they're about ghosts, but they're really about paperwork.
In Mexico, the law requires notaries to verify ownership through the public registry of property, but few buyers ever request a certificado de libertad de gravamen before signing.
Developers must have soil, studies, zoning, permits, and environmental impact updates. Yet, many projects begin with just a promise and a pre-sale poster.
In border cities like Tijuana, where growth is fast and oversight slow, due diligence isn't formality, it's survival.
And let's talk numbers. A property audit costs around $500. A legal nightmare can cost you life savings.
The INEGI reports that over 30% of real estate disputes in Baja California involve documentation errors or undeclared liens.
So maybe the true haunting is not the ghost we see, but the ones we sign without reading.
The real exorcism in real estate is called transparency.
Section number 3. A tale of two cities, San Diego versus Tijuana, preserving the past versus building over it. Across the border, just a few miles north, stands another kind of ghost. One that never died because someone chose to preserve it.
San Diego restored the Casa de Estudillo, the Whaley House, the Gaslamp Quarter. It turned ruins into heritage, and heritage into business.
Let me tell you that Old Town now receives more than 6 million visitors a year. Each step, a story. Each wall, an investment that keeps paying off.
Meanwhile, in Tijuana, the Toreo de Tijuana was demolished. The old Agua Caliente Tower nearly lost. Our Art Deco buildings erased for fast development.
It's as if Tijuana trades memory for speed and ends up paying double.
Preservation isn't nostalgia. It's an asset strategy. In San Diego, a century-old home appreciates faster than a modern condo because it carries identity.
In Tijuana, every time we destroy a historic space, we lose value, cultural, emotional, and financial.
Maybe the ghosts of these stories aren't supernatural. Maybe they are reminders of everything we could still protect.
History doesn't haunt us. We haunt history when we forget it.
Section number 4, Lessons for Investors and Dreamers, where fear meets foresight. Every story tonight had a ghost, but also a lesson. The cursed deed verified ownership. The conjured subdivision check permits. The tunnel inspect the land. The collapse respect geology.
Behind every tragedy, there's a contract someone didn't read. Behind every legend, a warning someone ignored.
Smart investors know fear isn't the enemy. Ignorance is. The best deals aren't the cheapest, they are the cleanest.
Guys, in property law, there's something called posesión pacífica y continua. Peaceful and continuous possession. But true peace can only come when everything's transparent.
Due diligence isn't a luxury, it's the light that keeps the shadows away.
And ethics, believe it or not, is the best protection spell an investor can cast.
The safest property is the one built with conscience.
5. Somewhere in Tijuana, there's a house still standing on a forgotten street. Its walls are cracked, its roof sighs when the wind passes.
But inside, the air feels different, as if the house itself remembers every name, every deal, every promise.
We tell these stories not to scare you, but to remind you the real estate isn't just transactions, it's legacy.
San Diego chose to keep its ghost as guides. Tijuana can still do the same if we build with memory.
At Eros Estates, we believe every property has a soul. Some radiant, some restless, and our job is to honor both.
So before you buy, build, or sign, ask yourself, does this investment have a story worth telling?
Because the walls will outlive us. Let's make sure they speak well of us.
So if you want to invest with purpose, not just profit, we'll help you find the kind of property that keeps its light on, even in the dark.
This is Eros Estates.
Where every home tells its story. See you next time.